안녕하세요. 오늘은 폼롤러 수업을 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 수업은 제가 부위별로 한 동작 한 동작 보여주고 그 다음에 또 다른 영상, 그 부위별로 진행한 또 다른 영상을 보여주는 방식으로 수업을 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 오늘 첫 번째 할 부위는 엉덩이입니다. 자, 엉덩이에 폼롤러를 살짝 올려놓고 발을 앞으로 쭉 핀 상태로 폼롤러를 좌우로 앞뒤로 좌우가 아니죠, 앞뒤로 움직여 봅니다. 폼롤러를 진행을 할 때 진행 시간은 약 30초에서 1분 정도 진행을 합니다. 자, 측면의 모습을 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 측면의 모습은 발을 편하게 놓고 손으로 내 체중을 지탱을 해준 상태로 앞뒤로 흔들어 움직여줍니다. 이때 주의해야 될 거는 아픈 부위가 있다면은 그 아픈 부위에 과도한 힘이 가해지지 않도록 진행을 합니다. 폼롤러가 움직이면 앞뒤로 움직여서 이렇게 진행을 합니다.
You're going to bring it behind you and you're literally just going to take a seat like that, like it's a little chair, and you're going to take your hands behind you. We'll start again. Let's start on the right side. Let's sit the roller more on the right hip. So sort of turn your body a little so you've got more weight on that right side. And then you're just going to roll up and down through the back of the hip like so. Now this one I really like. It's sort of like a gentle massage where the other ones are a bit more intense. But if you want to make this more intense, if you feel like you need a bit more, what you can do is take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh like that so the muscle is on a bit of a stretch, and then you can roll it out like that, up and down. So you're sort of rolling right to the top of the hip. Think about like the top of your butt all the way down to the bottom. That's it. You can shift the weight a little bit more to the outer edge, so you're rolling a little bit more through the outside of the hip. You can come a little bit more into the center. Just sort of explore it a little bit. There's no real wrong way to do this part. So just explore what feels good for you. If you find a spot that feels like it needs a little more love, just slow down a little more. Rock back and forth on that spot. And breathe and breathe. Great. We'll do one more little forward and back motion, and then we'll switch it to the other side. So we're more on that left side of the hip, shift the weight a little bit more onto that left side, and we just roll up and down. This is a great way to release through your glutes. Also really great if you've ever experienced low back pain or any sort of sciatic nerve pain. This is a great way to release any tightness through that part of your body, around the back of the hip. The sciatic nerve actually runs through the back of the hip, through these muscles. Good. That might be enough for you, just like that. Or maybe you take that left ankle, cross it over like so, putting it on a bit of a stretch, and then we rock up and down from there. Good. Really exploring it. This is all about tuning in to how it feels on your body, noticing if you need to slow down a little bit, go a little quicker, noticing if you need to focus in on one area of the muscle. That's it. Good, little bit longer. We've got a few more like that. Good, once more. Up and down. And then you can uncross that leg and come off the roller. All right, we're gonna move up.
두 번째 문제는 햄스트링입니다. 햄스트링은 오른발, 왼발을 나눠서 진행을 합니다. 오른발, 왼발을 나눠서 진행하는데 햄스트링을 발을 움직여주면서 진행을 할 때 만약에 그 부위의 근육이 아프면은 그 부위 근육이 뭉쳐 있거나 또는 혈액순환이 되지 않는 상태이기 때문에 그 부위를 할 때는 좀 더 천천히 진행을 해서 눌러줍니다. 이때 반대발로 눌러서 진행을 하면 조금 더 강한 힘을 주어질 수 있습니다. 단 이때 만약에 통증이 있다 그러면 한 발과 다리로 손으로 무게중심의 변화를 줘 햄스트링을 앞뒤로 움직여줘. 오른발 왼발을 바꿔가면서 진행을 합니다. 진행을 할 때는 햄스트링 끝까지 대둔근에 있는 햄스트링 끝까지 진행이 되도록 움직여줍니다. 마찬가지 시간은 30초에서 1분 정도, 어떤 영상을 보면은 1분 30초 또는 2분이 넘어가는 영상도 있는데 너무 많이 무리를 해주면은 근육의 손상이 될 수도 있기 때문에 적정 시간은 1분으로 진행을 해줍니다.
Are up next, so sit down on your mat with your legs extended, support yourself and guide the movement with your arms. To create more pressure, you can also cross that second leg over. On the roller or the massage ball, you can go back and forth slowly in big strokes or find tight spots to rest on. Similar to the quads, I prefer to start over closer to the knee and then work my way towards the hips. I know this is a bigger area of tissue, but I don't want to see you pace back and forth on the roller like a crazy person, so if you need to, take your time, pause the video and work it all the way through. Change sides and sit down on the roller with the opposite leg. Bend the non-working leg to help you move around with a little bit more ease and also distribute the pressure that's coming through the wrists as well. Start either closer to the knee or closer to the hip joint and then work your way around in broader strokes. Grant yourself some deep breaths to relax further into any given position. Next, we'll
이제 다리의 내전근과 외전근을 풀어주도록 하겠습니다. 내전근을 풀어줄 때는 옆으로 누워서 진행을 해주도록 합니다. 마찬가지 내전근을 풀어줄 때도 좌우로 흐르는 움직임을 진행합니다. 통증 부위가 있다면 그 통증 부위를 진행을 할 때 조금 더 천천히 진행을 합니다. 반대쪽도 진행을 해보도록 하겠습니다. 손으로 무게중심을 분산시켜 너무 큰 힘이 내전근에 실리지 않도록 진행을 합니다. 자, 이제 외전근을 해보도록 하겠습니다. 외전근은 앉아서 엉덩이를 살짝 들고 진행을 하도록 합니다. 다양한 방법으로 다리를 눌러주며 진행을 하는 폼롤러 방식이 있습니다. 또는 손으로 무릎을 눌러서 이렇게 엉덩이를 살짝 들어서 외전근을 풀어주기도 합니다. 반대쪽으로 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 엉덩이를 살짝 들었으면 보면은 힘의 방향이 내전근에 많이 실리지 않기 때문에 내전근의 통증을 감소시킬 수가 있습니다. 만약 엉덩이를 대고 내전근을 풀어주면은 내전근의 중간까지만 폼롤러 가기 때문에 끝까지 힘을 풀어주시가 못할 수가 있습니다.
A little bit over to the right. We're going to release the right one first. And you're going to lay yourself down with the foam roller in the middle of your right quad. You're going to come down onto your elbows and your left leg's going to come out to the side like that. Then you're going to roll your body back so the roller comes to the top of your quad, the top of your thigh, and then you're going to crawl your hands forward. You can move that knee up and roll just above your knee. Now you don't want to go over your kneecap because that just won't feel good, but you want to go just above the kneecap. And then you're just going to keep that going up and down. So rolling through your body. Sometimes stretching, while it is important, isn't enough to really release tightness in some of the big muscle groups around the body. I love using my foam roller. I'm genuinely addicted to using it because I do a lot of Pilates and I teach a lot of Pilates. So I really rely on my roller to release some of that tightness that builds up. Also, with all of us working out and working from home, we have a lot of little things that come up in our bodies that maybe you never used to, a lot of postural tightness that is coming up. So I really want to try today and use the roller to release some of that tightness as well. And we're going to do that. Now keep that going, but just move your toes a little to the left. So you're still rolling through the front of the thigh, but a little bit out to the side as you go up and down. Notice if that feels a little bit tighter. Definitely does for me. Good, we'll go a couple more like this. Remember, if you've had enough of any of these, you can just pause and wait for the next one. So if it's too intense, or if you're new to this, go slow, be patient, be kind to yourself. It's all right if you need a break. All right, and then we're gonna come onto the side of the thigh. So what you're gonna do is roll to the outer edge of that leg. This elbow stays down. So we're all the way on our side, and this leg is gonna come up and over. So you're stepping it over, all right, like that. Then you're gonna roll all the way up to the side of the hip, and you're gonna roll all the way down to the side of the knee. And this time you can go a little bit further down because you don't have the kneecap in the way. Now this is your ITB, or called your iliotibial band. It's a thick band of fascia which runs down the side of the leg. When this band gets tight, sometimes we can feel it in our knee joints, which we don't want. We can get pain in the knees. So it's a really great way to release that tightness that can build up through the side of the leg. We'll just go a couple more like this. This one hurts, I know. I'm just used to it. But I promise you, I'm screaming on the inside. One more like that, up and down. All right, and we're done. Come on off and we'll try all of that again on the other side. So we'll start with our quad, so the front of the leg, the front of the thigh.
정강근을 풀어주도록 하겠습니다. 정강근은 이렇게 앞뒤로 움직여 진행을 합니다. 이때 발가락을 바닥에 대어주고 진행하면 통증을 조금 더 완화시킬 수가 있습니다. 양 다리를 같이 진행을 하면 더 많은 통증을 유발시킬 수가 있는데, 이때 양 손으로 짚고 한 발을 바닥에 짚은 상태로 앞뒤로 움직여주면 조금 더 힘을 분산시킬 수가 있고 통증을 줄여줄 수가 있습니다. 앞 정강근을 할 때는 정강근의 가운데 뼈, 이쪽은 뼈 부위이기 때문에 좌우에 있는 근육을 풀어주도록 합니다. 좌우에 있는 근육을 반대쪽도 해보겠습니다.
Of your shin, your tibialis anterior, which is responsible for pulling your toes up towards your shin during walking and running. There's a graphic for you on screen, but you want to aim slightly below the knee on the outer side of the leg. Turn towards the mat, support yourself with your arms and put the working leg on top of the roller at an angle so that your toes are slightly angled in towards your midline. We'll keep it slow and steady here as this is not a big muscle. However, this is one of those that can frequently contribute to running niggles or injuries. Personally, I like to focus on this one, my calf and plantar fascia, if I feel things like shin splints coming on. That being said, you should also strengthen these separately. Switch it over to the other side, turn towards the mat, put the working leg on the roller at an angle so that you target the outside of your lower limb, feet angled inwards. I keep my non-working leg bent with the foot planted on the floor for a little bit of extra stability. If you're resting on a point of pressure, you can also move around your foot, so pointing your toes to relax the muscle and then pulling them up for contraction. We'll continue.
이 종아리 근육을 풀어주도록 하겠습니다. 종아리는 발끝을 들어, 발바닥을 들어 앞, 뒤로 움직여주면 이때 좌우로도 움직여서 종아리에 뭉친 근육을 풀어줍니다. 또한 꽈배기 형태로 다리를 움직여 종아리의 근육의 전체적인 근육을 풀어줄 수가 있습니다. 안쪽 반대쪽을 할 때는 반대 방향으로도 이렇게 진행을 합니다. 이제 반대발 해보도록 하겠습니다. 마찬가지 좌우로도 움직여 진행을 합니다.
We'll continue on the lower leg with our calves. So sit down on your mat, place the roller underneath your lower leg and use your arms to support yourself. Keep the non-working leg bent to help you guide the movement. If you think you could take on more intensity, you can also cross the non-working leg over. Just keep in mind, we're shooting for discomfort, not pain. I started working closer to my ankle and now I'm slowly moving my way up towards the knee joint. If you've done some slow repetitions back and forth, you can explore a little bit further and angle your leg in towards your midline to target the inner calf. Swap sides for me here, put the roller underneath the working leg and then either plant the non-working leg on the floor or cross it over for more intensity. The goal with foam rolling is really to help a stiff or tight muscle relax, so make sure you're not intentionally contracting the muscle. And we can also use our breath to calm down our nervous system, so taking long, deep breaths throughout this whole routine is essential. If you spend some time going back and forth, angle your leg in to target the inner part of the calf muscle. Yo.
이번엔 발바닥을 풀어주도록 하겠습니다. 발바닥은 앉아서 엉덩이를 살짝 들어서 앞뒤로 움직여 풀어주는 방법이 있고, 한쪽 무릎을 세워서 발바닥을 풀어주는 방법이 있습니다. 마찬가지 일어서서 조금 더 강한 힘을 눌러서 체중을 실어 발바닥을 풀어주기도 합니다. 자, 마찬가지 발바닥을 앞뒤로 일어서서 할 수도 있고, 무릎을 꿇고 앉아서 진행할 수도 있습니다. 발바닥도 발날듯 발바닥 전체, 앞꿈치, 뒤꿈치 전체에 압력이 가해지도록 폼롤러를 앞뒤로 움직여 줍니다.
The foundations of our body to the earth, and these poor things take a beating after thousands of steps every single. I mean, if you do a 10k run, you're talking roughly 10,000 steps, which is 5,000 on each foot. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to give them some attention, some tender loving care. I'm going to go out of shot now with my head, but I'm still here, as you can see. So place the arch of the foot on the foam roller like this, and we're going to roll to about just where the heel starts and then back to about the balls of the feet. And again, the more body weight you sort of lunge down into it, the more squishing and release you're going to get. So if it's tender and if it's painful, just don't lunge as much body weight into it. And what you can do slightly with this one as well is, as you've done the middle bit, you can then just roll inwards a little bit and do the arch a bit more. So lifting the outer part of the foot up and just roll into the arch. Again, change the amount of pressure to what you're feeling. Listen, how much pressure does your body need? You can then go to the outer part slightly again, not too far. And then back to the centre. And again, you might notice you'll be able to put a bit more pressure in if you've got a bit of a release from it. Keep breathing. So all of those nerve endings that get stimulated as well from this, it should feel like your feet are almost buzzing, humming at the end of this. Okay, and then just step that foot off. Feel the difference between the left and the right feet. Okay, let's go to the other one now. So we're going to start again rolling, same position. So it's just sort of mainly the arch. So we'll go to the balls of the feet and then where the heel starts. We apply the right amount of pressure for this foot. It might be slightly different. Breathe. And well done for giving your feet, the foundations of your body, some TLC. Okay, let's roll the inner part of the foot now, so the arch of the foot. If you find any spots that need a bit of work in, again, just go ahead, feel free to work into it. And let's go to the outer part, not too high, so don't lift the inner arch too high. And then back to the whole of the middle of the arch, and breathe. Okay, and then step that foot off. And as you come down, just feel the after effects of all of that work. Can you feel how nice your body feels after that? So well done. Fantastic work for being here. Just give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and put
Massage ball will work on the sole of the foot or the plantar fascia. You can either do this seated or standing, applying as much pressure as feels good. One way to go about this is to start at the top of the foot and then slowly work your way from your small toes to your big toe, from your midfoot to your inner, then to your outer edge towards your heel. Or you could simply do as I did and just explore, moving in ways that feel good and stop occasionally to work into areas that seem that little bit more stiff. No matter the approach, you want to slow it down and not pace back and forth.
I know I shouldn't be in love.